All right, I had to let our favorite fan know of MT Jams that we are on. Mama MT Jams is on. This is more than
I know that's right.
right. This is more than just a movie where
What's
we
up,
bring
B?
right.
They sing the true Bay. You know what I'm saying? Forget
Exactly.
Beyonce.
Oh
I know
God.
the beehive gonna come after me, but I don't care.
Right, she the real Bay. Oh gosh. Welcome to More Than Just
Yep,
a
you know what I'm
Movie,
saying?
where we break down classic Black films, TV, and give you the Black experience and the culture of media, entertainment. So, me and Leroy said it's more than just a movie because it is. We're going to talk about the different parts, the different arms, the different branches of movies and TV, and also the Black experience. And also, we bring life to the shows. It's not your regular like review show. We do it in a unique way that we bring life to it. And Basine, if you're on, say you're on, because I don't know if you heard Leroy give you a huge compliment before you came on or if you were on. So this is season 6 of Shine. Look, I've got so many. My podcast of More Than Just a Movie. And Leroy and I have been doing this thing consistently. So Leroy said, and we talked about this before. Leroy was like, because we've talked about directors like Spike Lee. We've talked about even Tyler Perry. We've talked about John Singleton when we talked about his movies that we spotlighted, but we didn't just go from director to director. We talked about Denzel directing Antoine Fisher, his first. So we've interwoven directors into some of our shows, but season 6, we're spotlighting directors. So this week is F. Gary Gray. Now, the first time I think I heard about F. Gary Gray was Friday, I think.
Yeah, that
Well,
was his
not
first
Friday.
movie.
Well, no, because it was it Friday, right? That's what I thought. Friday, that was the
Yeah, he's
first
done
one that I
movies.
heard.
Now he did movies, but he
Mhm.
also has done videos, and we may talk a little bit about that. So you might have heard about him with a couple of videos that
Yes,
he directed too, that you might
yes,
be familiar with.
yes.
You know,
But Friday,
so
when the first one came out, 1995, that's when I first heard of F.
yeah,
Gary Gray. But you're absolutely right. He's done videos, including Ice Cube. Today was a good day, or it was a good day. I say the whole thing. Today was a good day. He
I
did
know, right?
right. He did Dr. Dre. He did Waterfalls from TLC. That's when he was really when you would hear his name like crazy because that was a major video. Basine said, "Hey, MT Jam host." Hey, babe. So, but that was a major video. That waterfalls. You remember how intricate that video was when they were like
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
it really was.
water,
Yeah,
and he
right.
directed that. But his directorial debut was the comedy Friday, which is Leroy's favorite movie, one of them in 1995. He since directed films like Set It Off a year later in 1996, The Negotiator 1998, The Italian Job, which was a great movie. I didn't even realize he directed that in '03. Be
Yeah,
Cool in
yep.
2005, Law Abiding Citizen in 2009, and Straight Outta Compton, that movie 2015 where they left Michelle out, so she had to do her surviving Compton. But that's a whole nother thing. He also directed the 8th installment of the Fast and the Furious franchise, The Fate of the Furious, in 2017, with its 23rd highest grossing film of all times. Most people think that he
Oh
was,
wow.
yes, most people think that F. Gary Gray was born in South Los Angeles because he always reps it, but he was actually born
See, that's what I
all
was.
the way
I was.
over in New York.
No, I was getting ready to say that because of his connection with Cube and Dre, and I was
Hmm.
thinking this very same thing as I was looking at it today. I was thinking, well, where's he from? And I looked it
Hmm.
up. I was like, well, daggone, I'll be daggone. He from the NY.
Everybody
I
thought.
was like, what?
And Leroy, I think he's part of your tribe. He look a little short.
Yes, yeah. But I got beef with him because he used to date my top five, my number one on my top five
Elise
ladies.
Neal. Did
So
he date
I
Elise
got
Neal?
beef.
Was it Elise Neal? He was
I
engaged to
got
Elise
beef
Neal,
with him.
right?
I think, yep,
I
yep, they were. Yeah,
remember.
I believe they were engaged.
Yep, I remember. And funny enough, that was the one of the only times, I think she talks about this before. That was like the only time she was engaged, and she's never been married. And F. Gary Gray. So y'all short
Yeah,
men, y'all all right
I
then.
don't know. I don't, no, he wasn't all right. I don't know what his problem was. But I'm sorry, Miss Elise Neal. I ain't saying no. We get married.
Woo! Leroy,
You know.
if you watch this show, you know that it's like four people that Leroy likes strong, right? He likes Elise Neal, he likes Jill Scott, he likes Thelma from Good Times, and go ahead, because the other one is a two that I can say. Which one? If you had to do
Mm-mm.
the last one,
I
because it's
you
two.
got no Jill Scott,
Queen
Elise Neal.
Latifah.
No, not Queen. No, I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
Queen don't make this list.
Yep.
But Jill Scott, Lettucey,
Yeah.
Layla
Thelma from Good
James,
Times.
Miss
Lettucey.
Bernadette Stannis herself,
Okay. See, because you
and
got
and
so many of
and
them trying
Elise
to
Neal.
narrow. But you got some strong sisters.
Absolutely.
You got some strong sisters in your top
Yeah,
five. You got some strong sisters. They strong.
absolutely. Yes,
So what
indeedy.
he say?
Yep.
So Basine said, "Well, Leroy, you both have great taste in women. Ha! You and F. Gary Gray.
Great. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But
You know.
F. Gary Gay was Gray,
Yep.
not gay, not related to Marvin.
But,
He decided at 16 that he
right.
would
Now
become
he
a filmmaker and having discovered a talent for a video camera with his AV class in high school. You remember AV classes?
I
I
know,
bet
think about that.
audio
Think
video.
about the classes that are no longer. They had AV classes. They had home ec,
Mhm.
and because I remember taking shop in middle
Mhm.
school. I think I would. Yeah, I
Shop,
believe it was middle school.
home
We
ec.
we took we took shop.
Me
So
too, because I made a cutting board. I made a cutting board.
yeah.
And my grandmother had it for
Did you?
years. I
Okay.
love shop. And in home ec, I done made sweatsuits, outfits. I made 5011 pillows. My mom was like, if you bring another pillow up in this house, I was making pillows like crazy. And we would cook in home ec. Like, man, that was
Yeah.
beautiful.
They've taken those. Yeah, that I don't understand why they would take that skill set out
Mm-hmm.
of schools because that's a
Mm-hmm.
trade.
It sure
Joint
is.
shop and home economics, that's a trade.
It sure
Now
is.
they do have trade schools. I don't even think they do them in trade schools anymore. You know
That's
what I'm
crazy.
saying? Like 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 here in high school, I don't know if you're familiar with Mervo and Carver. They're both trade schools.
In
They're
Baltimore.
actually those are
Mm-hmm.
yeah, in here in Baltimore, they're both trade schools. But I don't even think in those schools that they teach home economics and shop. I
Man,
really don't. I don't
let
know.
me
You
tell
know,
you,
they have the regular courses, but
I talked about making the pillows in a sweatsuit. I have to correct. It was in clothing class. Literally, the class in high
okay,
school is called clothing. Like, do you know how valuable
really,
those
okay,
things are?
yeah,
Man, and
yep.
my teacher was so sweet.
It's a skill set, and here's the thing: the home economics shop and the AV and mechanics. We didn't have. I didn't do the mechanic though. We didn't have
Mm-mm.
the mechanic uh,
We didn't
classes.
either.
But those are industries and jobs that can't be outsourced. You can't
Mm.
outsource those.
Mm-hmm.
You can't outsource an electrician.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
can't outsource an AV person. You can't outsource,
Mm-hmm.
an engineer. They got to be physically there to come do to
Yeah,
a plumber. You can't outsource plumbing.
that's true. That's true. I didn't
So
even think about that. That's
people
true.
got to think about people got to think about that when especially young men when you think about jobs and plumbers get paid. Plumbers and
Yeah, they do.
electricians. I don't know if y'all know they they can make well into six figures. They do
Yep.
very well, very
Yep.
very well. So let
Yep.
me tell y'all, I'm
Yep.
just saying, you know.
That's true. All you do is see a little
But
booty
yeah,
crack. You see butt crack. Plumbers, their pants be falling down because they be wearing them tool belts. They be wearing them tool belts. They
I
have
used
to.
to
That's why. Crack is whack. That's what Whitney said. This is what Basine saying. I still have a red shirt I made in home economics and a sewing bag with a drawstring. Man, I'm telling you, those were my highlights of high school. Like being able to run track or
Mm,
gym and home ec. I like the other ones, but like I'm a creative person. So where I can create and do stuff, man. And then I was in,
mm,
communication. So I was doing kind of what I'm doing now would make videos and I with newscaster.
mm.
I was like one of the only blacks in the classroom. That's where I met at a sister school where I met Mushan Lee. He was the one that was in on the Cosby Show and on Lean on Me, the one I went to the prom with, because he did his
Mm.
communications at his school. It was a sister school, and we both came together and we ran cameras for the Jerry Lewis telethon. Like in high school, we were the camera people
Okay.
behind it.
Oh
Those
wow,
things,
cool.
yeah. So
Mm,
we did. Those were high school students. When you saw the Jerry Lewis telethon, you got to be a certain age to know that we were behind the cameras, and he was one of the only black people in his school, and I was like one of two in mine that did that. And those things that we're using, I'm sure he went on to do things that he used those skills in. I'm doing things now that I'm using those
mm,
skills in. I ain't done algebra or
mm.
trigonometry since I left high school. What is the point?
I know, I know.
Geometry.
Now,
When have I
did you
used it? Come on.
did you ever think of of going into journalism?
Yeah, that's what I went for since I was when I
Like being
first
a
college, and I did all of that starting at in
okay,
as a teenager and went through all
okay,
of that.
okay.
And that's really my passion. That's what I love and I have since I was a child. And then I got married young and then
Yeah,
started, went to college and then paused for a minute and got back in, all of that. But yeah, that's been a love of mine since I was a child.
got you.
Everybody's like,
The only thing that I'll say, and I'll flip back to this real quick. Where you were talking about geometry, algebra one, algebra two, trigonometry, and all that stuff. We haven't used. I know I haven't used it since college. But the one thing that I pulled from that are the principles of how to problem solve. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? How to
nice,
figure things out.
nice,
That aspect of it, because because
nice.
though, and I hated math. I absolutely hated it. My second mother was my
Hmm.
algebra one and algebra two teacher, and I absolutely hated it. But she I tell about Miss Reagan all the time. But she
Hmm.
made me gave me the ability to understand how to solve, how to go about rational thinking, critically
Yeah,
thinking through the process. Because that's all
that's good.
that math is a process.
That's
It
good.
really is, and
That's
figuring
good.
out. So that's the only thing I pulled from it. Everything else, I couldn't tell you. I just like I
Right.
took 4 years of French, and I
Man,
can
I took
barely put a French
Spanish.
sentence together.
Man, I took Spanish, and a 1-year-old can outspeak me in Spanish right now. I be using words like I be
For
all
real,
slow
for
with it.
real.
I be pulling from my arsenal of words. I be trying to string the words together to make a whole sentence. But what I did, and if we're gonna get back to F.
But
Gary Ray,
I guess
what I did was in
yeah.
my senior year in high school, I decided myself, not the guidance counselor, because clearly they didn't know what was going on. They didn't know. I decided to take a business math class. I still use that to this day. I can do percentages
Mm,
and all that kind of stuff in my head where some of the people pulling out their phones and
okay,
calculating
okay.
this is 32% off or 25% off. How much is it? I can calculate it in my head like nobody's business. So that business math class
Hmm.
did me good. And I'm glad that I decided that's something I decided and not my guidance
Okay.
counselor. I'm like, man, give me
Yeah,
something that I could
yeah,
do.
I
All right.
know.
So, and
It's just
we
like
brought No, go ahead.
I'm gonna say yeah, my guidance counselor in college did me no good because my freshman year I was taking biology, chemistry, what's the math you take in college? Calculus,
Oof.
all in my freshman my freshman year, the
But you
first
didn't have
semester of my
Dwayne
freshman
Wayne
year,
as your
freshman and so
you ain't had Dwayne
and
Wayne
not
as your
just that, it was I was yeah, and I had the and I was taking it was either I think it was either the calculus or the biology class. I was that was my 8:30 class, Kendall.
in the
8:30
morning.
in the morning.
Man,
Yeah.
I remember when I was at Morgan State, I took an 8:30 class, and he was like, I was assigned this class. Can I ask y'all why in the world would you take an 8:30 class? We like,
Yeah, I was like, never
that's
again. That
crazy.
will never ever happen. If it's gonna be a 8:30 class, it's gonna be something like gym or something like that. But
Right.
it was not gonna be a
Right.
for real
Athletic.
class.
Right, right. All right, so let's stick to our time. That's so funny. So if you just tune in, we
Yeah,
brought these vocations up because F. Gary Gray, who is a very accomplished director in both music videos,
yeah,
television, and movies, he
yeah,
started by taking AV classes in high school. So what he used in high school gave him the love and some of the knowledge that he's doing it right now. So his career is in the film industry. I just saw a recent interview of Vivica Fox, and she was talking about Set It Off, and Jada and Queen Latifah were the first
mm.
ones casted. It was their movie. It was Jada's
That's how I
movie.
do. Okay.
He
Mhm.
had Queen, and
Really? Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
uh-huh. And he came, F. Gary Gray, she said, came on the set of Independence Day and was like looking, and she was
Mm.
like, "What you looking at?" He was like, I think I might have a role for you. And she was like, "I'm on Independence Day. I got an audition." He was like, "Yup." So that's when she auditioned, and she auditioned. Right. She auditioned for TT and Frankie, and of course she got Frankie. And she was just talking about
Mm.
how he was, and he wasn't playing. He wanted them all to be cohesive and really be
Yeah,
that family type of movie. And it showed, it reflected on
yeah,
the screen.
it really
That
did.
comes from a
Yeah, they
good
did a great job.
director's
He
vision. Hmm.
no, he did it. They hurt him, the director and the whoever does the casting. They really did a great job with that, with
Hmm.
casting those ladies
Hmm.
because, like you said, they did have a chemistry with them, and
Hmm.
it reflected on screen. Now, I
Hmm.
don't know if any of them knew each other before, prior to that. I think
Jada and
Jada and
Vivica
Queen might
knew
have
each
known it.
other. Yeah, Jada,
Okay,
Queen,
okay.
Vivica, they knew each other. But remember Elise Neal. You got me saying Elise Neal. We're talking about Elise
Yeah, I
Neal.
know, right? But Kimberly
Kimberly
Least,
Lee,
yeah,
she was new. That was her first movie. So they didn't know her.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then, Black
yeah,
Hollywood was
yeah,
small back
yeah,
then. So, the other women, knew
yeah,
each other because it was small back then. And she was saying
yeah,
that F. Gary Gray said he wanted people to leave the movie like talking about it and wanting to see it again. And I think people did. That movie was
yeah,
so powerful in so many ways. And you have to often look at the actors, right? But we got to look at the director because he is directing
yep,
this whole film project. Like, this is what you do. I need this shot here. I need you to do this. I need you to look like this. And that's what we're seeing come off the screen. I'm looking at this outside of he directed, of course, Friday and Set It Off, as we talked about. And then he directed Samuel L. Jackson. He directed Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett Smith. He directed Charlize Theron. He directed Mark Wahlberg. He directed Vin Diesel. He directed John Travolta. And some in the John Travolta vehicle was he directed him in, what was that, Be Cool, I think that movie was.
get shorty. Yeah,
Get
be
Short,
cool. I'm
yeah.
sorry, yeah, be cool, not it. Was it Get
And
Shorty too? But I know you said Be
no,
Cool.
Be Cool. But it went on to gross $95 million worldwide. Then he directed Jamie Foxx and Gerard Butler in
Yeah.
Law Abiding Citizen, right? Which
Yep.
grossed 100 million worldwide. He has won the Award of Achievement for Black Hollywood Education and Resources Center. He has won Black Enterprise Magazine Awards. He was honored by African American Film Critics Association with their special award. He received a Pioneer Director Award in the Pan African Film and Arts Festival. I mean, he's a celebrated, successful director. And in 2015, whether people loved it or liked it or whatever, Straight Outta Compton, whether it was, some saying this wasn't real, that wasn't real, whatever the case, the movie was good. That movie
Yeah, I
was
was gonna say I thought it was very well done.
Yeah, but people, the
Yeah.
parts that play in it, the people like this ain't factual, that ain't they're getting into the semantics of that. But if you're looking at it
Hmm.
as a movie standpoint, it was great.
Hmm.
It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gary
I mean, and people
go
got to
ahead.
understand too. Don't just say people got to understand too. When that is a biopic. Is that what they call those? Where it's
Mhm.
a true story based off of a
Mhm.
true story. It's not going to be all
Biographical.
factual. Yeah,
Mhm.
you want to have it as accurate
Mhm.
as possible, but there's going
Mhm.
to be some things that you kind of embellish
Mhm.
that type of thing, or not tell, like you were saying,
Mhm.
the Michelle A part wasn't put in
Mhm.
there or anything like that.
Mhm.
So you got to do it, and they Hollywooded it. I just made up a word, Hollywooded it.
Hollywooded it.
You know,
That's
you
basically
know,
what it is, though.
Holly, yeah, he
Hollywooded it.
Hollywooded it up. Yeah, they Hollywooded it up to embellish some parts of it and everything like that. So like you said,
Mhm.
I thought it was a well put together movie. I
Mhm.
think they got the casting done
Mhm.
great with that as well.
Mhm.
Especially Ice Cube's son. Believe it or not, y'all, that young boy is a great actor. And
Which
and
one
and
that
he
played
even
Dre?
had the audition.
That played Dre?
No, he played Cube. He played Cube in
Oh, yeah.
Straight Outta Compton.
Oh, I thought you said I didn't know
That's
you
Ice
said his
Cube's
son.
son.
Yeah, I know. I thought you were talking about Dre. I didn't hear
Yeah.
that part. Yeah. Oh, he played it. He did great.
No. Yeah. Cube's son. Yeah. He's
Okay.
a talented actor.
Mhm.
O'Shea. He's a junior. He's been in several other movies and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But he even had to audition for Straight Outta Compton.
Yep.
It wasn't a gimme. It was like, look, no, you got to earn this.
Yep.
And I'm sure his dad Q prepped him for it. Made that he was ready for it and everything like that. But nonetheless, he still had to interview it,
Yeah.
and I appreciate that with Ice Cube saying that because he knows his son knows that he earned it. And real
Mhm.
quick to tell you a real quick story about me, I played
Mhm.
basketball in high
Mhm.
school for my dad. And so when I
Mhm.
had to try out for the
Mhm.
team like
Oh,
everybody
yeah, I
else,
remember you.
and he didn't, when we started the season, I was better than the young boy that he started over me. And so a couple games in, he starts me. And so I remember asking my dad, you knew that I was better than him. Why didn't you start me over him? He said, because I knew you were better. He said, but I wanted the guys on the team to know that you earned it, that
Mm.
I didn't give it to you just because
Mm.
you were my father.
I
And
love
and
it.
it taught me that lesson that you got to earn it. And
I
so
love
I
it.
saw when I heard Cube say that, it
I
made me
love
show
that.
that he had that same kind of thought process. That yeah, son, no, I'm not gonna. You're not gonna just get things. You're not gonna be given things just because I'm your son. You're gonna have to
Yeah.
work for it.
Yeah.
You got to
I love
earn it. So now he knows that he has what he needs in order to be able to be a successful actor
it. Yeah.
outside of his father.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
Denzel's
Go
son purposely
ahead. John David.
didn't want
John
yeah,
David.
didn't want
Mhm.
people to know him that he was Denzel's son. And
Yeah.
he's a great actor too. Like
Yeah, he is.
how you Denzel and I'm sorry, how you Pauletta
That's a lot.
Washington's son and you can't act.
Right. You gotta be like it would have been a problem if he got two thespians, like for real actors. Because Pauletta
For
and
real, actor.
Denzel,
Yeah.
like he would have embarrassed the family now. If he would have he needs to stick to playing football, what he was doing. But John David he's doing his thing, you know. And I love the fact
Yeah.
when he
Yeah.
said, they're like, how's it feel to be Denzel's son? He was like, how's it feel to be Pauletta Washington's son?
Pauletta,
I was
Washington's
like, you
son.
better come
Yep.
on. You better stick up for
Yes,
your
sir.
mama. And she was like, "That's my baby." You know how that go. But F. Gary
Yeah.
Gray even got his Hollywood Walk of Fame star May 28th, 2019. During the next month, he filmed
Mm.
Men in Black International. He has been in the business. It says even when we didn't know, and this is about paying your dues and sometimes being behind the scene, being behind the scenes, or um having little cameo roles, because he had a cameo role in 1988 in Coming to America. He was a front row audience member at the event. So we
Wow.
got to go
And I
back
saw that. I
and
saw it, but I
yeah,
didn't read.
it was at the and it's I think it's at the Miss Aware, what was that, Miss what sexual chocolate, what's the Miss
Yeah, when you had sexual
Black
chocolate.
Awareness, what was
Yeah,
it?
the sexual chocolate. Oh,
Miss Black Awareness.
that boy can sing.
Right. Right, that boy can sing. I thought it was a trash. But look, but that was in 1988. So so think about that.
Wow.
You know, that was 88. That was what, 36 years ago? So think about that.
Just about.
Think
Hmm.
about, and his first movie that he directed was 1995. So think about him
Hmm.
being an extra in 88. And then
Yep.
even though he held the mop, he had a cameo role in his own movie. And then even Set It Off, he
Yeah.
had a cameo. And Straight Outta Compton, he had a
Hmm.
cameo. I love it. And Law Abiding Citizen, he had a cameo role in the movie he directed. So
Hmm.
I love that. I love that. But because he's in the books from
Yeah. You
1988, because
think
he technically was in a blockbuster movie.
you think he's bigger than Ryan Coogler as far as
Yes,
directing
of
and
course.
producing?
Because he's been doing it longer.
Really?
Only because he's been
Mm.
doing it
Yeah.
longer, and
Yeah.
his experiences varied, because we talked about music videos. He did Usher, Call Me a Mac. He did Cypress Hill. He did Heavy D, Truthful.
Hmm.
He did Coolio, Fantastic Voyage. He did Dr. Dre and Ice Cube. He did Master Ace. He did Outkast. He did Queen Latifah. He did
Hmm.
John B, Pretty Girl. So look at the range. That's a beautiful song by John B. He did Barry White, come on. He did I Believe in You and Me, Whitney Houston. He did Waterfalls and Digging on You, TLC, both great videos. He did Sorry, Miss
Yeah.
Jackson. That's a classic. He did Jay-Z, Show Me What You Got, Lil Mama. And he did Rick Ross. So think about that range. And that was from 1992 to 2010. So think about that. Then he did the movies that we mentioned earlier. So his range
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
very wide and vast. As we come to towards the end, because me and Leroy was saying we're going to try to keep this at 30 minutes and just give you the information and have conversation. That way you can watch it, and then you'll want to watch another one. Then you want to watch another one. And sometimes you can watch like 3 in a row of more than just a movie. But if we keep it like an hour, hour and a half, you're going to be like, I'm tired of them midway through. Then you might pick it up later. We want you to watch it all the way through. So Leroy, what you got to say about F. Gary Gray as we're spotlighting him today as we wind it down?
Now this just shows you, Kendall, man, the talent and, like you said, the range of the directors that we talked about so far. F. Gary Gray, John Singleton, um, uh, 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 Ryan Coogler. These are dudes that folks don't talk about.
Ava DuVernay.
These are folks these Ava DuVernay. These are people that you don't get to hear about. you know, and especially now, maybe inside the industry they do, but as far as movie goes and having a great movie, look at F. Gary Gray's catalog. He wasn't
Very
just
true.
doing a Friday. This dude did a Friday, did an Italian Job, did a Negotiator. These are movies. These are movies that have you gave the numbers. They
Big
did big box office numbers. Yeah, big budget movies.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the directors that we are covering, y'all, these aren't just ordinary, you know, ordinary. I won't say that, but they aren't just ordinary movie
Yeah,
directors. These aren't folks that are just at the drop of a hat. These are some serious folks that have a great eye for talent. They have a great eye
yeah.
for bringing and putting a movie together.
The
And giving us
negotiator,
a great product.
yes, the negotiator made $10.2 million its opening weekend.
Yep, yep. You know, so absolutely. You know, all of them. I love his range of not
Yeah,
only, like you said, the videos, but the range of movies that he's done. The types of movies that he's done have really been excellent and have been box office hits. You know, they've been box office hits. So
yeah,
all of them.
yeah.
Negotiator, Set It
All
All, The Italian Job, all
right.
on Fridays. That's what I meant to ask you. He only did the first Friday. He didn't do the
Yeah,
other
he
ones.
didn't he
He
didn't
didn't
do the
direct the
other
other.
one. No, but look, Basine said, "Oh no, I love the hour time. It's so informative, but I get it. Others need to enjoy more or less time." See, our biggest fan, like, keep going, keep going, keep going.
I know, I
But
know, I know.
looking at it, it looks like he did the only Friday because he went on to do Set It Off the next year. Then he took off. Then 2 years. It
Okay,
looks like
yeah,
every
yeah, because I
two
didn't
years.
see him.
Because think about it, he did Friday in
Okay,
'95.
okay,
Then he did Set It Off in '96. He did Negotiator in '98. He did Italian Job in '03. Be Cool in '05. Then '09. Then '05. Like, he is consistently working,
yeah,
and ain't nobody hiring
yeah,
you as a director if they think you can't deliver.
correct.
They
Absolutely,
know that he can deliver
absolutely.
blockbusters. So let's see how much the Fast and Furious he directed made.
Yeah, and see, even this is what I was talking about, Kendall, when I was saying that Tyler Perry now having a studio, he needs to have a roster of directors
Mhm,
that he can say, hey, I want to get these movies
mhm,
directed and produced.
mhm,
What do we need to
mhm.
do to get you on this team? I don't know how that works because I think certain directors and stuff, they have contracts with certain studios and all of that stuff. But
Right.
my thing is, with Tyler Perry, now you got all of this money, bruh. You were just getting
Yeah.
ready to spend 880 million on expanding your land, the studios that you had and
Mhm.
everything like that. Hire you some directors, an
Yeah.
F. Gary Gray,
Yeah.
Ava DuVernay,
Yeah.
Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
Get them on your roster
Yeah.
and see how much more much more movies you can do with them on your roster. You
Facts.
know, it becomes a
Facts.
powerful thing. I'm just saying.
But
You
some
know,
people don't want to, and
it's
not
just
saying he
me.
doesn't, but not saying that he doesn't. I agree, but some people
Right.
don't want to share the limelight. They want to be the one. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that's the case, but
Yeah.
sometimes, it is the
Right.
case because it is, even if they're supporting one another, it still is almost a
Yeah.
competition for some because they might be looking
Yeah.
at different people to direct films unless you're creating your own. And in
Yeah.
2024, this year, he has a film called Lift, and he's the director and
Yeah.
executive producer for that. So I'm
Yeah.
not sure what that's about. Let me see if I can see
That's
what
the
that.
one with Kevin Hart.
Oh yeah, that's the so Lift is 2024 American heist comedy directed by F. Gary Gray, written by Daniel Conca. The film stars Kevin Hart, who is also a producer. And the plot is a renowned international thief leads a heist crew that consists of Denton pilot, goes through the engineer, goes through everything. And I guess it's a comedy. It came out January 12th, and that's on Netflix. And I love the fact that he even crossed
Hmm.
over to Netflix, because he's showing so
Hmm.
much range in his
Yeah.
career. Where people used to say music videos, like, how you going to direct a video? You did, a movie, and you did music videos. But he was able to be successful doing it all. I need to see if he's married. Did he get married after Elise Neal? Let's see, because
I don't think so.
F. Gary Gray is 50. F. Gary Gray is 54, and he's still doing
Yeah,
his
he was
thing.
born. He was born in '69. He's born in the
Yeah,
same year as us.
yeah.
I mean, it's me rather. Anyway, not you. Same
Right,
year as
not me
me.
yet. When you just turned 55, double nickel. You just turned double nickel. My one of my best friends just turned double nickel too. So many people are
I
turning
tell
55 this year.
next next time you talk to your friend, tell them she turned the speed limit.
I got to show you the pictures. We just went to her birthday party, and it said speed limit 55, no slowing down now. I got to send you the pictures. She used that. She used that. Shout out to Tamika,
Yeah.
55th birthday. She had it on a two. She had her birthday party on a Tuesday in Delaware. I drove. Folks came. It was like 80 some people on a Tuesday night,
Oh wow, wow, that's
and
nice,
it had
nice,
and she had a
nice.
speed limit. We've been friends for 40 something years, so I was not gonna miss it.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
since
that's
junior
awesome.
high
That is
school. Yep,
awesome.
yep. But F. Gary
Yeah,
Gray, I guess
gotta
he's
cherish,
not
gotta
married.
cherish those friendships.
Yes, absolutely. We've been friends since I was in the seventh grade. She was in the eighth grade.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and we see each other, regularly. It's not like a lot of gaps in between.
Mhm.
So I was definitely gonna
Gotcha.
go. And it was the same day as I got my You remember when I got my diagnosis 3 years ago? We were getting ready to do a show, and I confided in you and told you that, and continued
Yeah.
to do the show. But March 5th was her birthday, and March 5th, 2021 is when I was diagnosed. So even at her party, she shouted me out, and I appreciate that, saying, get your colonoscopies. And she talked about how I'm still here. And she had another friend who was hooked up on tubes, and they said she couldn't walk. So she shouted both of us out. So I thought that was big for her to do on her birthday.
Yeah. Birthday.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
that's good.
Absolutely.
But it looks like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Leroy,
Real good.
you gonna get to meet Basine at my cancerversary. Y'all gonna get to
Oh,
meet
that's
each other.
okay. I know in person.
Yay! I'm so excited. Basine, I should have surprised you and told you. I shouldn't have told you. I should have surprised you. So don't be surprised before she walk right up on you and give you a hug. Don't be surprised.
Like, who is this? And she was like, what? What you mean, who this is?
Walk smooth. Like they said, she might walk smooth up on you. Because she love you, Leroy. She gonna walk smooth up on you. Oh, but and looking at this, I guess Elise Neal broke the mold because he didn't get married after that. Circling back to
I'm
that.
s- I'm sorry, bro. You messed up. I don't know what it was. I don't know why they didn't complete the task of getting married. But hey, I don't think well, you gotta think she didn't get married either. So
Nope.
hey,
Maybe they can circle back.
don't know what that's about. Nah, ain't no no backsies. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no
No back,
backsies.
no backsies. They said, I'm looking forward to seeing you, Dr. Leroy.
Me as well. Me too. Me too, lady.
I should have surprised y'all.
But yeah,
Uh-uh. All right. So
so
Leroy, how
yep.
you want to end the show, my brother?
Now y'all need to go on over there, going over to the YouTube channel, going over there and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. We want you to subscribe, like, share, and then hit the notification button so that you can know when Miss Kendell is going on your screen. She ain't on the big, she ain't on the small screen. She on the TV screen. She basically took a picture of us on a TV screen. So we's on TV now.
We mama, we on TV. Take another picture. Hey, Leroy, we got to pose. Basine, take another picture. Come on, Leroy, let's pose. Come on, Basine, take another picture. You take it yet? You take it yet? All right, y'all. This is More Than Just a Movie. MT Jams, we break down classic Black films, classic Black television shows, and the Black experience when it comes to the culture. Who are the people we know? Who are the movies that we love? And how have they affected us? And we can go back and we can say, I remember where I was. Oh, yeah, I remember that movie. Or I know a line from that movie. And we love the movies. But we got to respect the people behind the camera directing. Yeah. So it was a great idea, Leroy. We're focusing on Black directors in season 6. We got to come up with something else in season 7, but we always do. We've been doing this. We ain't new to this. We true to this. But sit down, get some popcorn, take your notes, and watch your favorite movies. And then report back to us. Let us know what you're liking and let us know your favorite movie in the comments, whether you're watching it live or the playback. And again, like Leroy told y'all, don't forget to subscribe. All right. Love you. Be well. Be healthy. Be well. It's Colon Cancer Awareness Month. It is March. Wear your blue in representation of the month and supporting me. Leroy and Basine, make sure y'all wear y'all blue to the Cancerversary. You got on blue right now, Leroy. You can wear that same shirt.
Okay. This is my Be Unstoppable shirt. So I'm gonna wear that. Right. Be Unstoppable, y'all.
Yeah. Wear it. All right,
so also shout out to y'all too, ladies. This is National Women's History Month too. So shout out to y'all, to all of y'all too. So it's a beautiful thing. Keep doing y'all thing.
Go women, go women, go women, go women, go
yeah,
women.
Where that National Men's History Month at? I'm just saying.
It's time to go.
That's all. I'm waiting for that. I ain't see that when I looked that up. I just gave it all the National Women's History, International Women's Day, all that. All we get is Father's Day. Hey, some of us ain't fathers. You know what I'm saying?
And it's the National Men's Month is where them socks and ties are for Father's Day.
Exactly.
All right, y'all, we love you. We'll see you again next Thursday for More Than Just a Movie, MT Jams, where we break down classic Black films, TV, and the Black experience when it comes to movies. Love y'all. All right, see y'all later. Bye, Leroy. Love you, man.
Later. Love you back. Mm-hmm.